Hey guys, this is Sandy White from Simply Fitt, your #1 health and wellness cheerleader. And on today's segment, I'm not going to jump totally into it, but I want to talk about menopause and what you can do to minimize the symptoms. So let's jump right into it. There are 3 areas that you need to be made aware of when you're going through menopause. It's perimenopause, actual menopause, and then postmenopause. What does that mean? Perimenopause means you have sporadic cycles. You're still having them, but they're hit and miss. And then your actual menopause is when you actually have your final one. And then postmenopause, it's literally 1 year after your very last cycle. So that's the gist of it. I'm going to be teaching in class to get more into menopause, but today's segment, that's all we're going to talk about diving into, because I want to get into some things that you can do. Because if you all are new to the channel, I work with women that are 40 and older. And the reason I do this is because I want to make sure we provide you guys with simple tips and strategies that will allow you to overcome suicide and depression. And during the time when you're in the peri to the post, your hormones are all over the place. It can send you into a whirlwind of moods, swings, and it can lead to depression. So if we can provide you guys with simple tips and strategies in reference to nutrition and exercise, you guys can scale through this without all of the challenges, which I know you know. Everybody's body is different. There are some women that will have horrible symptoms. There will be women that will have minimal to very small. I've even heard of women having it, like it lasted less than a week. About as fast as it came, it left. That's not for everybody. However, what I'm going to share is for everybody. And it's regardless if you're in peri or post, you should be doing this to take care of your body anyway. So let's jump into what are some tips that you can do so you can eat properly, as well as what you should be doing to properly exercise. So some of the best exercises that you can do while you're in menopause or out of it, and the reason you want to do this is so you're not stressing your body out. That would be things like yoga, walking, swimming, cycling. You don't want to do excessive exercises that are going to cause your adrenals to just go overboard and cause cortisol to skyrocket. This is where you start seeing the belly bloat, is because your belly is, you have a lot of cortisol and it's causing the belly bloat along with the leaky gut. I mean, it's just a never-ending cycle. So if we can just get a jump start on what to do and then make this a regular lifestyle, you can alleviate a lot of that. And that's for some of these women that had the symptoms about as fast as they came, they left. They're taking care of their bodies a lot better than what they were before, properly preparing their body. It's no different than when you get pregnant. We properly prepare when we are trying to get pregnant, when we are pregnant, and then after we're pregnant. So if we're always preparing for the next stage, why not do this for perimenopause and postmenopause? So you want to do something like you want to learn there are classes that will teach you how to properly breathe from your diaphragm, which will get oxygen throughout your body. Again, yoga, walking, cycling, at all stages of your life, you do need to incorporate strength training. That alleviates having brittle bone challenges. You want to make sure you're not having muscle atrophy, so you want to be moving them. And you also want to make sure that you're not losing your muscle by strengthening the muscle. Everything that you need to do is opposite of what you are doing. So take baby steps, but you need to get started. There are so many classes that you can do online and virtual, online virtually if you want to do that at your community centers, or you can be in person, but you do need to get started. So let's jump to our next one, which is what you should be eating to alleviate. I'm not going to name all of the symptoms, but I'm going to give you a good idea of what some women are dealing with, and maybe you, so you can get an idea of why you're feeling what you're feeling, so you know that you are not losing your mind. And unfortunately, when you go to the doctor, some doctors are not made aware of what goes on in the body. So when women, I don't say people, when women are coming in saying they're having challenges, you want to go to a doctor that specializes in it or has some knowledge. And this is why I'm going to be teaching a class very soon, which will help you guys with some of these symptoms that you're dealing with for menopause. So let's jump into some of the symptoms so you know when you're feeling them, you're not crazy. You are actually feeling these things. All right. I'm not going to name all of the symptoms, but I'm trying to touch on the I would say maybe the top 5 that a lot of women complain about, which are the hot flashes. And that's where it feels like you are burning up from the inside, even though it's not hot, like, or wherever you are, because I don't want to say outside. Whatever the temperature is where you are, you feel like an inferno is causing just you to almost erupt like a volcano, and the temperature is not even at that. You may be even, let's just put it this way, you could be in a cold environment and have this inferno. Those are your hormones changing. And I'm not saying it's the equivalency of when you're, well, sort of, kind of, let me just put it this way. So when you move from each stage of your life, your hormones will adjust to that. So when you're no longer a toddler, or no longer an infant, you're a toddler, they change, but they don't affect the kids as much. But then when you move from being childhood to adolescence, teenager, that's for when most people start seeing a dramatic change in hormones and with children. And if you don't explain that, people don't understand what in the world is going on with my body. Am I losing my mind? No, you're not. It's your body hormones changing to adjust to your body. Your hormones will change you to adjust to your body because you're leaving one level and going into the next. So now from adulthood to, I don't want to say, let me not get myself in trouble, but you're leaving early adulthood to later in your adulthood. And for women, when you're having these hormonal changes because you're going through the process of menopause, your ovaries are now going into atrophy, which means you're not going to be producing any more babies. So it's a lot of things that are going on in your body. Now, you're familiar with hot flashes. You're familiar with night sweats. Are you familiar with having insomnia? Are you familiar with having brain fog? Are you familiar with having mood swings? Those are the ones that are the top on the list that most women complain about. Well, I want to tell you, may not totally alleviate it, but it'll get to the point where you really won't recognize it till it is diminished. Now, I like to approach this on a natural level. Now, you all know that you can get hormone therapy. You can take pills, hormone pill. All of it is still hormone therapy. And it depends on where you are, when you got started, and how you want to approach it. And so a lot of women go through the immediate process because they're like, I don't have time to do natural. But you all know, for me, I want to go the most natural route possible. So that's what I'm going to be sharing with you all today. So I want to make sure that I'm going to start showing you all some stuff that you can do, because the best foods for while you're in the menopause stages, doesn't really matter, but you should be eating like this to properly prepare your body to be fit. So if you go into these stages, maybe they won't last as long as what some women have been complaining about and sharing. And it can be horrible if you're not properly prepared. Like, some women just were not provided with the information on going through menopause. And so it hit them out of the blue, and it does make you feel like you are just possibly going insane and going into a deep depression, because if you've gone to doctor after doctor after doctor and they made you feel like you were crazy, I'm letting you know you are not crazy. So we're going to work with natural options, and the first one is going to be, I showed you guys this multiple times. This is called DIM. This is just cruciferous vegetables crushed in a powder, put in a tablet, and it helps you. And you can see how small it is. It literally will help you to manage your hormones so they're not all over the place. And honestly, for me, I take them because I don't want to have challenges. Like, when you have your cycle, I go through all of those emotions. So if I don't get on my nerves and my family's nerves, DIM is my best friend. And I have teenagers, so guess what? DIM is their best friend. It really helps to regulate your hormones. So let's jump into some foods that you should be eating that are extremely excellent for minimizing to basically eliminating the symptoms that you will have during menopause. So the best foods that you should be eating are those that are on the Mediterranean diet. I don't even know why I shouldn't even say diet. Just eating a Mediterranean plethora of foods. Just eat like the Mediterraneans eat. I think that sounds a little better. And let me just give you the benefits. Now, I did write these down because I want to make sure I tell you all the benefits, and then I'm going to show you all. Basically, it's eating clean, but a certain way to eat clean. So the benefits of having Mediterranean eating like the Mediterraneans do, it literally will accelerate your heart health. Guys, when you jack your heart up, I'm not saying you can't get it back, but why even go there? So eating like this protects your heart. It protects your blood pressure. You won't be taking blood pressure medicine. This is a no-brainer. Your brain health. I talked about fogginess. Some of you all, when you're going through the menopause process, and it is a process, it's not going to last forever. It feels that way, but it's not going to last forever. I've even heard of women, the brain fog has been so irritating to them. One woman said she was looking for her keys and she literally found them in the refrigerator. Let's stop that. It wasn't her fault. It's the hormones being all over the place. I want to make sure I show you guys quick, easy things that you can do. Another one, obvious, if you start eating clean Mediterranean ways, you're going to lose weight. Your body is now going to be able to process what you're putting in it. You're going to give your liver an opportunity to get rid of the processed foods, the toxins, the pesticides, the herbicides. And now it's going to be able to function the way it needs to. And it's going to help, as I told you before, it's going to help you to relieve the symptoms of menopause. Now, I love books, as you all can see. Moving into the next month, I have 2 that I want you all to specifically hone in on to help you with this. So the first one is, all right, I got my glasses on. So the first one I want you to hone in on, if you're like, I have no idea how to cook anything Mediterranean, I've heard of it, I don't need you being stressed. The first one is just, this one is really good. They have 77 recipes, and it's a Mediterranean style, but it's light. And who is this? I don't even know who this is. Hold on, let me check. Let me see. Well, you don't necessarily have to get this one. This is a cookbook. Just get something that you're comfortable with, that you can work with Mediterranean dishes, right? And make them easy, make them light. I want to see if I can find one that's super easy. So if you all are like, I still don't get it, I'm just going to avocados, blueberries, salmon, wild caught is what you want to use. Chicken breast, cucumbers, carrots, tomatoes, eggs, legume. Here's a good image of it. So none of these are going to be processed. You're not going to be able to get any of these processed. Now all of the fruits on a Mediterranean diet are low glycemic. Let me show you something else. Low glycemic. All right. So this is not hard. It takes a little bit of work, because if you're not used to eating like this, yes, you're going to be making changes. However, make them one at a time. Do not try to go and do all of these changes at the same time. It may be consuming, it may be annoying, and you may not be consistent in it. And then the other one that I am recommending for April is the Eat Clean diet. All of these foods that I just showed you for the Mediterranean diet, you will find them in here. I think this is an incredible opportunity for you to take your time and learn how to do this. We're not going to be able to be together on a daily basis. This is why I'm sharing you guys with some of the top books that I enjoy using. I feed my family the same way that I'm telling you that you should eat. And my boys and my husband have no problems with it. So when you cook a Mediterranean diet, you also need to get the dry seasonings. Unless you like your food bland, I don't. Take a basic cooking class if you need to learn what seasonings best complement whatever protein or vegetables you're going to be incorporating in your family's new eating regimen. This Eat Clean diet, let me put my glasses back on. I marked this up so good. So she even tells you all, I personally don't think you should be doing this, but things do happen, and that's why I like the way she's going about this. If you have to, for whatever reason, you end up at a fast food restaurant, she's actually sharing with you the best alternatives from all of y'all's favorite restaurants on what you can eat. But you have to be consistent, and you have to be honest that you're going to make this lifestyle change. If you're not going to make this lifestyle change and you go to a fast food restaurant, you know what you're going to do? You're going to take the worst choice possible because you're hungry. Now, my alternative is to take meal replacement shakes. So if I get hungry, I go to a fast food restaurant, I know I'm going to take the best choice possible. That is not my option, but if I have to, because now I'm not operating off of picking something because I'm hungry. So I use meal replacement shakes that are 30 grams, that have 30 grams of protein in them, and that is going to keep me at a level where I can properly think. Now, I want to show you guys some oils that you need to be adding in to your diet that'll help your brain get the fuel that it likes. So I share with you guys, I like to do, this is one that I like, and I actually got this from Costco. You don't have to take this brand, but I like it because it has 25 grams of protein. It does not have any sugar. And I chose this one is because it has 100 milligrams of omega-3s. Omega-3s are your best friend. So it's important that you read these labels. and know what you're putting in your body. This is my alternative so I don't make bad choices. So if I have to go to a fast food restaurant, I am always most certain, guaranteed that if I'm hungry, I do this. Allow myself about 5 to 10 minutes before I make a decision on something else that goes in my body. I am going to have an excellent outcome because now my body is going to automatically share with me what it's interested in eating. Now, this is an oil that you want to start utilizing. This is avocado oil. It is excellent for your body. You should be eating avocados on a regular basis. Not everybody likes them, but it's for the oil in it. It's for the the protein in it. And you can mix it in your salads. You can mix it in your smoothies. Here's another one. This is the same thing, but it's in glass form. I don't know if I told you guys. So if I get it, I get it. If I have to get it in a plastic, you got to watch the date. I hide it in a dark area. I take it out of that and I put it in glass. Remember, plastic has an expiration date on it, and that's because it's the avocado oil isn't expiring. It's that bottle. And when that plastic breaks down, it gets into that. So if you could ideally get it in a large glass. At the time I bought the plastic, they didn't have what I wanted and I wasn't willing to go someplace else. So I bought it and then I transferred it to the glass. You can always do that. And then coconut oil. If you cook with coconut oil, if you have to drink coffee, stick this in there instead of the processed creamers. Your brain will seriously thank you for it. If you don't have this, you can use MCT oils. Your brain will light up like popcorn if you start using this oil or the MCT oils. So again, we talked about menopause, what exercises you should be doing, and what types of foods will help improve your symptoms to the point where they're almost eliminated. Until next time, I want to remind you guys to like, subscribe, and share. And I will provide you guys with a date when I do the menopause training class. You will love it, and I really want to suggest to you when I send you this information that you share it with every female that you know. Menopause starts as early as the age of 35. Now, it's accelerated for a lot of women when you have children late in life, because now there's a lot of stress. It's just a lot that your body is going through, and now those symptoms are beyond what you have ever experienced them. And again, for some women, depending on how well you're taking care of yourself, you never experience them to the level of the horrifying levels that you hear most women talk about. But with that being said, I will remind you guys in enough time so that you can gain access to the training. There will be a cost, but it won't break the bank. It will not break the bank, and you will totally enjoy it and get great benefits from it. Again, I'm Sandy White from Simply Fit, your #1 health and wellness cheerleader, and I will see you guys next week at 7 p.m. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Mwah. Bye.